Can you imagine? Whenever you put three little puppies together, three dogs, when you put three men together in a room, testosterone level's too high. It's going to be tough in there.
Why do you think they're doing this?
I suppose
Succession planning.
It is succession planning, but I think it's the right thing to do. You see who rises to the top. It's you like to create a little bit of tension. You don't like to be. Who said the other night? I think it was on the show. Don't make people feel too comfortable in their positions.
When I worked at ABSA, which is about, it seems like a whole lifetime ago, but it was about 12 years ago. At that time, ABSA decided in its retail bank to appoint 3 deputies. Within a year, all 3 had departed. Well, maybe not just a year. Maybe it was 2 years.
Maybe that's their tactic.
But anyway, it's strange. It puts all kinds of political issues when you're in a big organization.
Yep.
And Jacko Marie and the big bonus that he got, it might not be big for him in the context of the bank, but in the context of the current situation in South Africa, 18 million rand, people's eyes are fairly popping at it.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And Standard Bank also issuing more shares today. 27 million more shares are being issued by the bank.
I know they've got ambitious projects. They're trying to expand in Africa and into Russia and that, so they've got quite an ambitious program ahead of them. They're in good condition, and I think they're trying to take advantage of the market now. I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of opportunities for them globally. So I'm sure, and it's I'm surprised at this price that they're rising. That they're raising capital now, because I thought it would have been a pretty cheap price.
I would have thought,
to raise capital now is expensive.
I would have thought ICBC would put the mockers on that one, considering how much did they pay for their shares?
135 rand.
Almost double the current price. Anyway, that's their problems within their boardrooms. The all-share index in the JSE today down 2.25%. It improved a little towards the close, Dave, but it was almost from about midday today things started going south.
Mainly on the mining boards, resources under quite a bit of pressure. Also, a lot had to do, first of all, platinum and gold shares are down. Gold coming down because of the possible IMC or probable IMF sales to fund.
Can you believe it's 867?
Yeah, that's
today?
a lot. That's heavy.
I
wonder what Izzy said, because Izzy was quite positive, I think, the last time we spoke. Was he?
Oh, I'm not sure, but the technical cyclists, David,
that's what I'm saying.
Sometimes they cycle uphill and sometimes downhill.
I thought it was ready to go, but I might have read that one wrong. But also Rio Tinto, which is not listed on our market, came under pressure because, again, on a rights issue. They've got Plan B. Chinelco, which is a Chinese resource company, is going to raise something like 19 billion rand, and the Aussie government don't want to let Rio, may not approve that deal. So Rio have got Plan B, and I think that scared Rio shareholders. It was leaked out, and that took Anglo's down, that took BHP Billiton down, and a lot of miners came down on that worry as well. So
overburdened with debt at this juncture is not a good place to be. David, the gold shares are now down 20% in 3 sessions. So if you happen to have 100,000 rand in gold shares last Wednesday night, today it's worth 80,000 rand.
Yeah, well, it just shows you how sensitive the market is. And I think it is the worry that you're going to have additional gold sales on. The dollar improved a little bit today. It's very hard to read why.
This whole
the rand improved. It's hard to read
Zuma
why
issue, because you would have thought that if it was as important to foreign investors as we perceive it to be here in this country, the rule of law and etc., foreign investors might have voted with their feet. Well, if they did, they voted the other way.
I think morals and ethics went out. I think with the bank bonuses. I think it's very hard. I think in the world today there are so many issues. There are so many worries that I think this just went over everyone's head. And as long as there's stability, as long as we pursue monetary and fiscal policies, disciplined monetary and fiscal policies, I think foreigners will be okay.
I want to give you some stats talking about that, monetary and fiscal policies. I did a bit of homework in the last week from the IMF. South Africa's government debt as a percentage of the economy, as a percentage of GDP, that's a figure that many people use. We're sitting at 27% on the nose. The United States,
that's low.
To give you an example, 27%. So before the government spends any money, they've got to pay the interest on 27% of GDP. Americans have got to pay the interest on 81% of GDP. Italy, Italy, 110% of GDP. But how are the Japanese? 217%. So they're almost 10 times worse off than South Africa is. The economic management of this country has been absolutely superb, if you look at figures like that. On the other hand, what's it going to be like going forward? You're suggesting that the foreign investors believe it's going to be as before into the future. That's why
my
the
view.
rand is strengthening.
As long as they continue with the same policy, as long as Zuma doesn't shift to the left, as long as he doesn't kowtow or bow down to the demands of the trade unions of the Communist Party, and as long as Trevor Manuel remains in charge, or Tito, and they continue, I think foreigners will be satisfied.
If you are invested in the JSE All Share Index